One, two, 1, 2, just making sure the mic works well. 1, 2, 1, 2, just making sure the mic works well. Sweet. Everything looks fine. And we are ready to play some Generation Zero. I hope my hat doesn't look too ridiculous, but at the end we are getting close to the winter festive period, so I decided to go for this outfit. So I have my Christmas or New Year jumper and this ridiculous hat that was being sent by my parents. So maybe I should go a little bit lower, or maybe make the camera taller to see this fucking funny hat. Yeah, looks okay. So hello boys and girls, welcome back to another streaming session where we play different games and I try my best to explain stuff out to you as much as possible, obviously. But anyway, just a quick disclaimer. I've started doing Twitch and all this streaming kind of things not too long ago, and from time to time I do get nervous, and when I do get nervous I start talking things that I shouldn't, like rubbish, or I start stuttering. So so please bear with me and give me a chance without getting angry at me. So yeah, as a disclaimer. Anyway, let's get started. So let's just anyway. Ready, so I have I prepared this little surprise for you guys. Hope you appreciate it. So anyway, the way things work here for me, I've got into this streaming whole thing not so long ago, and originally I was streaming from my Xbox, but my Xbox at this moment in time is in my bedroom. So if I stream there with the camera on or try to get a camera or something like that, it's not gonna really look that professional because it's my bedroom. I will have the Xbox, but then you'll see me through the camera just sitting on the bed and playing my controller. Where other games, where I have my PC in my office, and the PC is not really the best, and there's certain games that I can play, kind of older one. But then I've done some research and I found out that this game shouldn't be giving me any major problems playing it, and also use Streamlabs in the background. And also on Steam, this particular game actually was on a sale. It had like a great discount. So the game was, I think it was 30 euro, 35 euro, and just before the Christmas they decided to drop it. So I bought it for 15 euro with all the DLC included in it. So to me that was kind of really
It was quite obvious because, as you guys know, the Generation Zero is one of my top favorite games that I choose to play, and this is my original game that I started streaming on Twitch. Well, not the original, the most preferred one that I stream, because the original one that I've done streaming was what was it? Not Rainbow Six, but The Division. The Division was done. I was without cameras, without anything, just pure, without any mic even. It was just pure playing, nothing else. Just quiet playing games. Anyway, very excited. Unfortunately, the only problem with this playthrough from my PC is obviously I'm not going to be able to import my my savings from Xbox to my PC. So in this case, this only means I will have to start from scratch again, which I have no problem, considering that this is like the 100th time I'm starting the game. So anyway, we're gonna go to a new game, and I'm gonna call my character just like I always do. I call him John. I don't know the reason why I'm calling him John, but I'm not sure if I can change this other side. Yeah, I don't know why I'm going for John, but I don't know. Just whatever came first in my head. So the character. I think I'll go with this one. With this guy, oh, what the fuck. I should have prepared the hat before starting streaming. Yeah, I think that's better. Just have a laptop right beside me where I check the stream and I check this chat, but it seems like the stream is a couple of seconds delayed, so yeah. Anyway, starting outfit, I'm gonna go for something that probably I would have go for in real life, something like this, except the boots. I would have went with Vans instead, but yeah, that's something that I would rock. Style, difficulty, as you guys know, I always play on easy mode because I don't want to stress myself out too much. I'm gonna go for the Gorilla Adventure. This level is intended for players wanting to focus more on the storyline. Yeah. And automatic difficulty scaling, we put yes. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so our online session is set to invite only, so that means that no one else is gonna be able to kind of distract us or to bother us while we're playing online. I'm not sure if I should read this, but after World War II, Sweden enjoyed an economic boom from having come unscathed out of the war, unswat. But neutrally had come at the cost of integrity, as poor readiness. Man, I'm embarrassing myself. I'm just gonna skip this fact. So we are in 1989. So I'm not really good at reading. As you can see, I'm not really like a native English speaker. But I can tell you in a few words of what exactly happened, because I've played a couple of times this game. So basically, me and my friends, we were like somewhere swimming with like a short break or something, and on the way back, when we got to this shore, we've got attacked by someone, and I'm the only person left alive from the group, as far as I remember. Yeah, so here we are, the boat is there, and then we wake up here. I'm not 100% sure, but as far as I remember, this house is our house, like the character's house, and obviously the most logic thing is we're gonna go investigate it and try to find out why our boat and our friends got killed. For those who never played this game, I'll try to kind of describe it in a couple of words for you to have like a broad understanding what exactly it is and what to expect from this game. It's a first-person shooter. with open world and obviously some RPG elements to it. And the enemy that you fight against are mainly robots. Something I love to compare it is to Terminator, except except the robots are not sent from the future, and that's the example of the first robot we encounter in our house. The game I have released, I would say 3 or 4 years ago. I can't really recall it to be specific, but I can tell you for sure that first time when this game came out, and I was excited to get it. Basically the expectation didn't meet. The expectation wasn't met. The excitement. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Basically, my expectation wasn't met from this game, as the game was had big potential. So, the game had lots of potential, and I was really excited for it. But unfortunately, when the game was released, just like a majority of the games nowadays, they were released half-baked with lots of problems, bugs, mistakes, and all this kind of shit. And I got angry. I played, I would say, a good 20-30 hours, and I tried to give it a fair chance and try to improve itself, but it didn't prove anything to me. The longer it went, the bigger the mess the game became. And here we are. So basically, I'm gonna refer very often towards the original gameplay. And just keep in mind, the original gameplay, I'm gonna be referring to the first gameplay I've done 3 years ago, because that's when I've played a good chunk of the game. For you to understand how far I got into this game, I can show you here on the map. So the map itself is divided in a couple of, let's say, islands that are really separated from one another. So that's the first one right here. That's the second one, that's the third one, and obviously we have a mainland right here, which is the big island. The big island, and the DLC, I think it's this little island here. So I've got as far as this military base, and in this military base there was like just like any military base, there was an underground structure. But when I got there, there was some sort of tear gas that made the game crash a lot, and the frame rates to drop a lot. And that's when in my opinion I thought I had enough, and I decided to leave it and give a chance to the game developers to, you know, to improve it and work on it and fix all the issues. So again, the original playthrough that I had a couple of years, there was many things wrong with the game, starting from buildings themselves. They all kind of had same structure, except the colors were different. But other than that, the way you see the house, the structure, so you see one room on the right, two rooms on the left, and then you have stairs in the middle of the house. That's exactly the same structure was recycled and used over and over again through the game. But now, as far as I understood through the updates, to the recent updates, they've improved it, they've changed everything, they've added lots of new things. So the point I'm trying to say, basically, we are going into this as as both new to this game, and we will both be excited, basically, as we don't know what's new and what's old. I've played a couple of hours prior to the Xbox, because I told you I originally started streaming from my Xbox, but then I've got my PC. I got introduced to the overlays and camera and all this kind of stuff on Twitch, and I've decided to fully change to the PC, which I am right now. And since I was playing on Xbox Generation 0 already, I got kind of I did stream for Twitch, but I got a little bit further than I am right now, and basically now we are starting everything from scratch. So we are, for me, I'll say probably it's like the 20th walkthrough. To take it all. I did play from Xbox, and so the controllers for me are still not really 100%. I'm still learning. Just an overall description. I've always been a console person in general. I have never been a master racer, how you call it. Just when I moved to Ireland, unfortunately my parents stayed back in my country. They sent me to get the better future, and if I didn't have any parents, I wasn't getting any pockets money, you know, on the weekend to have some money for drinks, or to have some money for going out with friends and shit like this. So basically I had to work myself and get the money, and basically what I'm trying to say, I could never afford a nice PC. The only thing I could have afford was a second-hand console that was a couple of years older. Yeah, so just only now since I started doing Twitch, I got introduced to Twitch, I got introduced to YouTube, and I was in need of a nice computer to be able to edit video, and that's when I decided to take it. So here I am as the first time having my own personal PC. I don't have any computer background or knowledge, so that's why it takes me a little bit longer to research stuff and find out if certain games or certain things works really well on my computer. Yeah, cool. Okay, stuck. So I don't know if I should start maybe explain more about the game, or I should talk about myself. I guess we can do one step at a time. So I didn't mention this is a first-person shooter with certain RPG elements to it. You have an open world. You have guns, items, loot drop. And just like any RPG that you would see, I don't know how to open my inventory, they come in, each weapon that you've collected or will collect comes in different tiers. So if you go to your weapon, I don't know, I will be explaining this game as it is for someone that is thinking about this game. So something like I'm doing like a walkthrough where I try my best to explain and tell you what exactly the game has to offer. So hopefully, if you're thinking on buying this game, you will know whether you should buy it or stay away from it. So yeah, so starting from the beginning, the game Generation Zero, you fight robots. At this moment in time, on Steam is actually €14 with the 3 DLCs included, which in my opinion is really. It's really a good deal, as the game has a really large map, and it will take you at least 50 hours to cover everything. That's not included the DLC part, you know, because the DLC there's another island to it. So anyway, here we are. Weapons. You have the typical inventory where you get different items, and the items, as you can see, they come in different tiers. In this case, we have a normal Moller PP, which is like a sidearm, and then you see little crown and the gray color in this little box, which is stands for which tier the gun is himself. In this case, is gray, 1 crown, which is the lowest. Then you have, I think it's like green or something like that, then red, then gold, and so the higher you go, the more crowns you have. You get the point. So you have primary, side, ammos. Cool thing about ammos, they come in two different types of ammos as well. Some of them, for instance, this is for the sidearm. You see, it's a hollow point ammo, which is the most basic one. But then you find around the map the same exactly type of ammo, but they come with a metal head, which is basically used to penetrate a thicker type of armor, since we fight against robots. So yeah, there are 2 different types of armor per weapon. Then you have obviously equipment. First aid it's quite pretty obvious. You when your health is low, you use one of those to kind of I don't know the word, to replenish the health bar. Then you have adrenaline shot, which is basically right before the map, the way the game works. It has safe spaces or safe bases or safe houses where you stop and can save the game so far. And since the safe houses are really scarce around the map, you will encounter from time to time different robots that are patrolling certain areas. And if they are stronger than they are, and you start fighting them, you'll clearly lose, or depending how good you are. But the point I'm trying to make, if you lose right before dying, you get a few seconds right before dying. So if you have one of the adrenaline shot, you can use it and revive yourself basically. So right before dying, you get another chance to revive yourself and play longer, because again, the safe houses are really scarce. So for you not to die every let's say 10 minutes, and for you to walk loads to get to the same area, you can just use adrenaline shot. The devs gives you a second chance basically. Let's say like this. Attachments, just like the guns, the weapons themselves, you can attach different attachments, as you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just like the weapons, they come in different tiers. So the higher, the better attachments you get. Crafting resources can be used to kind of customize your guy. In this case, John. You would have in RPGs where you customize different. Oh. I'm bald. Why am I bald? Okay, so basically I was trying to say that just like your typical RPG, you'll have your armor with different stats that you can upgrade and play around. So basically that's where crafting resources come in. So for instance, if you go to your profile and you like a certain I don't know, look of a jacket, for example, I like the way this jacket looks, but it has no stats, because the stats usually comes at the and here in this little box right beside the character here. So if you like certain stats but you don't like the look of it, you can go to there's a specific bench that you can use. You can recycle your jacket and use those stats to apply to a new jacket that you want. I hope it makes sense what I'm trying to explain. As I said to you guys, I'm still new to this. Sometimes I do get nerves. Just for you to understand how nervous sometimes I get, I actually have like a little bullet point piece of paper here beside me where I write everything that I need to talk about, just in case I get stuck not knowing what to talk about. But anyway, so as you can see, I have these leather shoes, and that's the boots with stats that I was trying to talk about earlier. So you see leather boots, and then at the end you have a little plus. Plus indicates that it has some things attached to it. And if you go down right here, it gives me plus 4% fall resistance. So again, if you don't like these shoes and prefer these shoes, but you don't have the certain stats that the boots have, there are benches in the safe house. You go there, and with the help of schematics you can upgrade it and get these stats and apply them to these white boots, which I like them. Then again, we have here skill tree, which is again your typical RPG game. When you have your combat is basically your tank character, then you have your survival, which is your medic, your tech, your support, blah blah blah. You get the point. I usually, when I'm trying to level up my character, I'm trying to go like a hybrid character, make a hybrid character and do a bit of everything, because in my opinion some of them are really useful regardless of what you're planning to do. As far as I'm aware, this game predominantly is created or made to play online with your friends, and since I don't have any friends, obviously I am playing alone. So when you would have your friends joining you, 4 characters, one of them obviously will be combat character, and they will try to focus on opening this tree, someone will be a medic, focus, blah blah blah, you get the point. But since I play alone, I will be focused on certain skill points that to me are more important than other ones that will benefit me. For instance, the starters, when I go to tech, there's one particular skill that really is important in my opinion, is the lockpicking. More than often in the map you will find like a large military bases, and they have certain bunkers that they have their doors locked, and that's where this skills comes really handy, because just like any RPG game, if the door is locked or is a secret, you know there's something really cool behind that door. So this kind of similar approach to that. Now that's one of from the tech tree. Then if you go to survival, there should be this one. Carrying capacity. Carrying capacity is always important, especially in a type of this kind of game, RPG game, where the whole game is evolved around picking up stuff, ammos, different weapons, health packs and stuff like this. So if you go in your inventory at the left bottom corner right here, you will see that my weighting capacity maximum 64 kilos, and at the moment I have 6.1. If you reach the capacity of 64 kilos, again, just like any typical similar game, your character will get slower. He's not going to be able to sprint, and they're not going to be able to I was trying to say, you're not going to be able to run away, escape your enemies. There are certain types of enemies that are really passive, and they will attack you only when you attack, but there are other enemies, I call them Optimus Prime. They're really aggressive and they can chase you for a very long time. So if you don't have so if you are overweighted with lots of stuff in your inventory, you will struggle escaping that guy, and you will get killed. Yeah. So that's, I think, in my opinion, the second most important skill, in my opinion. And by the way, you can invest in each, this skill tree, you can invest, I think, 2 points maximum. So 64, if I put one of these skills here, I'll get 80 kilograms maximum capacity, and the last one it's up to 100. So up to 100 kilos you can carry. Yeah. What else? That's challenges, I don't know what else. And that's obviously the logbook where you get your missions, inventory, and all that. Cool. Enough talking, man. Let's get to business. Something that the game has certain mechanics to make the game more engaging. It's nothing like groundbreaking, but it's cool. It's cool to me anyway. For example, the enemies more than often will be attracted to loud noises. So if you heard me shooting the gun, there is a possibility that someone will be attracted to that, and in the near future we should be seeing a robot trying to investigate the sound. So it's kind of a little cool thing. You should try to play as as quiet as you can, and if you have guns, you should be maybe trying to get a silencer to play with. Yeah, you get the point basically. Anyway, our mission is going in that direction, as far as I know. Is it? Just put the map. Again, I'm still learning, guys. The PC is something that I'm new to it. Track R. Yes, so. Yeah, so that's our waypoint to the next to the mission that we need to complete. By the way, I tend to play RPGs overall or in general is I am type of person that trying to do everything accordingly and fully, like a perfectionist. So what I do is I go step by step and try to uncover as much as possible, because again, just like any RPG game, there are secrets that you can find here, and any secret can have a surprise for you waiting there. So what I do is I start from this is our safe house where we start the game. I'm gonna clear off this little peninsula, or I don't know how you call it. I'm gonna clear this little area, and once ready I'm gonna go back to the safe house and go around, make a big circle around this one here, this little island here, like little tail. I'm gonna clear everything off here on this side, and then I'll go on top of the mountain here. And once I complete, I'm gonna go make my way down to the safe house and move forward to the mission that we need to do, which is break a plan. I don't know, because if you go like, if you go chaotically and just lose yourself and without any like particular system of playing, sometimes you can get carried away and lose yourself of what you've done and what you didn't. So me, I personally go meter by meter and make sure everything is checked and everything is uncovered. Yes, so the game itself is a couple of years old now already. The guys behind it who's working are still putting different updates to improve the game, because the game, even though it's a couple of years old, it still has some bugs and little issues. Funny enough, they focusing more on okay, we see our official first enemy, 2 enemies, so we have one there and one there patrolling. Another cool system that I started talking earlier is the guys are attracted not only to loud noises, but also they can see you. It's quite obvious. So the mechanic that I'm trying to mention right now is the colors of the clothing that you are wearing. So the brighter the clothes you have, the more chances you have being detected by these robots. Sorry, it seems like I need to use my inhaler. I'm running out of breath from talking so much. Anyway, enemies, just like your just like any weapon, just like the weapon in the game, and just like any RPG enemy, the enemy comes in a different size and shape, but also tiers and different types. So this particular guy that we've just killed now, I call them personally spiders, which we don't have any carcass to show you as an example, because they look like little spiders. And they tend to leech on your face, just like the guys in Aliens and Predator, you know, that little scorpion that leeches on your face and then lay eggs. There's something similar to that. Then you have the ones that were patrolling here. They were, I call them doggies, because they kind of look like dogs. Now, as you can see, they were attracted by the sound and trying to investigate and find out where it came from. I'm probably not gonna engage them. I'm trying to stay away from it. But there's someone here. Ah, okay. Oh, too late. Yeah, anyway, though the different type of again, each sorry, when I'm trying to focus I cannot talk. It's a really satisfying It's really satisfying when you shoot with a gun in this game. But that's the main reason I enjoy playing this game so much. But anyway, that's basically your doggies that I mentioned to you earlier. They do look like a dog. You see their head, and on top of the frame you have the gun attached. Each enemy that we see in the game, they actually come again in different tier, and you can see the tier by the color pattern on the body or the frame. So, but this particular guy, it's an orange color, which actually stands for like a weaker and more like a weaker type of enemy. And the higher you go, there are different colors, obviously. So you have green, as far as I'm aware. Then you have blue was from an update. I know the black and red is the more superior one, the more superior type of enemy. And if obviously different pattern, they have different weapons. So this guy had a machine gun, then he had one with the shotgun, you have one with tear gas, and then we have the last one is with a rocket launcher. The point I'm trying to make is, if you walk just like we did, and then you pass them by a patrol, a group of enemies patrolling the certain area, and you see that they're all black color, then you should be more cautious, basically going into fighting them, because I am playing on easy, so for me it's not really that hard fighting them off and wasting my weapon, my ammo and health. Where if you play on hard, as far as I'm aware, the ammos are really scarce, so you don't come by really enough weapon ammo. But also the health packs, you don't get many health packs either, and and you are really when you get into a combat, the robots or the enemies do significant damage. So even though I have lots of health packs, doesn't mean that I'm gonna keep them for a long time, because one hit can actually take a really big chunk of health. So basically similar to Dark Souls, if you get into a fight, you can be killed easy. And I am playing on easy, that's why I'm not really that nervous of it. But other than that, yeah, if you play on hard, you should definitely take precaution before starting a battle or something like that. Master Gamer 8787, Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too. We're 2 days away from the Christmas itself. Yeah, I decided to go for this since Christmas is just around the house. My actually parents have sent me a package from my country, and I've received it yesterday. They sent me and my girlfriend a few little presents, and the hat is one of them. My mom thought it would be a very... My mom thought it... Just... Now, yeah, my mom thought that it would be funny for me to have this hat during the stream, so I didn't have really much choice. But anyway, remember I mentioned about the color pattern and the type of enemy. So this particular guy is actually a green color, and he was rocking a shotgun. Anyway, each enemy in this game actually have a weak point, and I don't know if you guys realize, but I was trying to aim on the top of this enemy, as it has like a canister, like a petrol canister, which is basically their weak point. And if you have a rifle, you can actually one shot them, one bullet shoot them. Yeah. Anyway, another crazy thing in compared to the original playthrough, which is a couple of years ago, is the dead bodies. I remember when the first time I bought this game, the game itself didn't have any NPCs or didn't have any dead bodies, and playing in an empty world fighting these robots was kind of boring, to be honest, at some stages. But it's good to see that they actually improved this aspect of the game. It's good they didn't waste time. They didn't waste time doing nothing. for the time being, I will try to collect as much stuff as possible. Except this one, explosive tank. They're really heavy, and they will become really useful at the later stages of the game. And for the time being, I don't think I need them, as again too heavy, and we're not at that stage to be using them. Cool smart cell is type of like a grenade, like an electric grenade, basically. I need to get used to using the keyboard. I'm not really familiar. I also yeah, since I covered like everything about the game, maybe I can move a little bit and trying to introduce myself and talk a little bit more about myself, so you guys have like a broad idea of who I am, where I'm from, and what game I play in general. But before doing that, I'm gonna run very quick to the bathroom, take a short break, and I need to use my inhaler actually. I need to use my inhaler, that's why I need to take a break. I'll be back in two minutes, guys. Thank you and see you soon. Okay, guys, I am back. We're back for more Generation Zero. I just took a short break, and I went to the bathroom, obviously, and I looked how ridiculous I am with this fucking hat. But anyway, as I said to you, Christmas is just around the corner, so might as well just get in the mood. I personally actually working for both days for New Year and Christmas, so to me I am not really that excited as other people would. At this moment in time at work, the company I work for, there's lots of people that left the job and changed their for the competitor basically, and the point I'm trying to make is we are understaffed. So even though some people have requested a day off for this month, not many really got it. So we are forced to work on the New Year. Not much choice. It's not that I'm complaining. Personally, if I'm coming from an Eastern European country, our actually Christmas is on the 7th of January, and New Year is on 1st of January. Right? So basically, Christmas we don't celebrate on 25th of January. Yeah, 25th we don't celebrate Christmas. So for me, it's not really that biggie. So anyway, put the map. So basically, it's quite obvious that these gray things or parts or little boxes, they symbolizes some structures, some buildings. So obviously it will be in your interest to check all these little buildings, because they might have something interesting hidden behind them. There's one here, as you can see, and there's another one here. So I'm gonna just take a big circle, trying to find out what they're hiding away. As I said to you, since my original playthrough a couple of years ago, they've changed good few things, and maybe, who knows, they added more secrets to it. So let's pretend that it's our new fresh playthrough, and we should treat it with more excitement. Anyway, since I'm done more or less talking about the game itself, like I touched most of the major parts, maybe I can just talk a little bit about myself and introduce myself. So that way guys, you will be able to know who I am, and feel more comfortable talking to me in the chat, and become friends. Yeah, so my name is Misha. I am originally from a little country called Moldova, which is situated between Ukraine and Romania. I lived there 16 years, but it came to a stage that my parents decided to send me abroad and get a better future, let's say, since our country is very corrupt. But complicated. The story itself is really more complicated than that. I could talk in more details, but not at this stage. Probably when we get to know each other better, I can tell you the full story behind it. But anyway, my parents decided to send me abroad to Ireland, and actually at that stage, my sister was already established and had like a career already, had a house, had a husband, and blah blah blah. So I kind of had someone to go to rather than being alone. So here I am in Ireland. I moved as a teenager. I've done school here. I've completed school, secondary school. Then I decided to take a year off and do like a small course, a year course, just to decide of what future I want to take or what career path to choose. When I took that year, I decided to take what is office administration type of college course for a year, and when I've completed that course, I have moved and decided to go in international, like into a hospitality industry. So the course I choose is international tourism and hotel management. So basically, I'm fully qualified to work in pubs, restaurants, and coffee shops and all this kind of shit. And since I lived without my parents, I was not forced, but I was required to have a job as well, parallel to me studying and trying to make a life. I had to work basically. So since I studied in hospitality industry, the most logical thing to do is to work kind of similar industry. So I've worked almost 8 years in restaurants and pubs, and it got to a stage I got really fed up with this kind of job. And the reason I got fed up is because of the people that I was working for, the management obviously as well, but also the circumstances in which I was. Unfortunately, in Ireland, this kind of job is not really paid that well. Management, as the management have their own politic in the office, and they've decided way before you, for no apparent reason. They did politics. I call them politics because they don't have a good reason. They just go for their favorites. And on top of that, then the system, the way here works, where customers are always right, and you can get in trouble if you argue or trying to protect someone and blah blah blah. Anyway, I got fed up and I decided to move on. My friend at the time was working in a company that is like an office job, nice and quiet office job, and my girlfriend actually kind of forced me and persuaded me to get a job too. I wasn't really comfortable because obviously if I worked majority of my life in a different industry, I didn't feel really comfortable, and I was having doubts of how will I get on with working here. But anyway, everything ended up well, and even the lockdown hit majority of people, and also people lost their job. I'm one of the few lucky guys that actually kept their job even during the pandemic, during the lockdown. So far it's so good. I'm really enjoying the job. It's an office atmosphere, really quiet, no stress. There's no one shouting at you. You don't have to rush up and down through the stairs with lots of drinks, dropping everything, and getting angry. Because like through the period that I was doing my college degree, I forgot to do something. Sorry to interrupt myself, but I really need to do this before assign a slot. Okay. Assign a slot. Good. Okay, nice. So through like the period that I was studying, I was working as a waiter, and waiter in general is not that much of a complicated job, and it's actually well paid as well, because you have tips on top of it. So you have, at the end of the month, you have like a double amount of wages, which is double amount of money. Yeah. But once I've graduated, I've kind of decided to take the career path and go grow on a managerial like stairs or career path, and I decided to go as a supervisor, like a manager on duty. And the difference is just insane. Money wise, I was getting less. I had way more responsibility. The people that you would work with staff, again, if majority of them are students, they won't give a fuck about whatever you're saying. They wouldn't care, because again, if they're working part-time, they didn't thought of it as their career path, so they weren't taking it really too serious. So most of the time I will end up really arguing with them and having issues. And if the job had their system, like the way I said, office politics, then the managers were always against me. And one time I remember I had a certain issue with the waiter, and she somehow managed to get 3 or 4 other guys to be against me, even though I was against, not even against, I was just having concerns that she wasn't taking a really good care after the, I wasn't caring well after customers, you know. So my concern was legit, because I wanted her to do well, so we don't get both in trouble. But since she had her mommy and daddy pay for her bills and she was just working for the sake of it, she didn't really care. Were mine, I had the rent to pay, bill to pay, I had a loan to pay, all this kind of shit. For me was more important. So it's quite obvious, it's to me it mattered more than it mattered to her, and I wanted to do well. But my managers didn't really see this. So yeah, anyway, fuck them, fucking a bunch of assholes. And I'm glad that I've changed my career path. It's the best decision I've done in my life so far, and I will never regret it. Anyway, we've encountered our first Optimus Prime officially. Their name is not obviously Optimus Prime. I called him Optimus Prime because I don't know the real name of this guy. But as you can see, he kind of looks like him. He has a gun in one hand, and the second one he has either a hammer like this or a sword. And he clearly can fight you close range, but as well from far too. I think he's on his back. Yeah, he's on his belly basically. But it goes just like any other enemies we've encountered earlier, the doggies or the spiders. They all have a weak point basically. So one of the weak points, this guy, is basically, that's the head. Imagine the head is here. So imagine that's the head. He has these 2 little boxes beside the head. So basically this is the weak point, his weak point, and that's where you should be focusing in shooting at when you see him. And again, it's all about the color pattern. This guy is an orange, which is basically symbolizes how that he's a not superior, but the weaker type of enemy. Yeah, that's Optimus Prime. Anyway, moving on, and yeah, really happy to leave pubs. And me and my girlfriend in the near future are actually planning to be moving abroad to a different country, and Australia is one of the options that we've considered. And we've done a good few hours worth of research and trying to find out the rent and the wages, the standards of living. It's like a full research, and Australia seems to be like one of the great places to go and live to, and if we are to move there, this same industry that I'm speaking of are actually paid way more than in our country, and in that case I will consider and probably in going back and working in the pubs or restaurants, because in the end it was all about the money. I don't mind working hard, I don't mind getting stressed, I don't mind getting angry at fucking lazy people. What I mind is the payment, because if it's sufficient and it covers all your emotional if it covers all the bad stuff, the wages, then I think it's more than enough. But the problem is that now it does, and it's partially because of there's lots of it's not that I'm against, I'd rather not say, it's not that I'm against any of these countries, but when they come from a different country and they're agreeing to work in on a minimum wage, in some way it makes it harder for us as well. Yeah, anyway, not too sure if I should have touched the subject, but again, I said to you, I'm nothing against them. It's just, if you come into a different country where people should pay more for this position, you shouldn't be settled for a minimum. for a minimum wage, because in the end it only benefits them. It doesn't benefit me, and it doesn't benefit you. It benefits the corporate because you have agreed to minimum wages. They are saving, not you or me. Anyway, so Australia is one of the options that we consider moving. The country itself is really beautiful. I understood that the people are really friendly. The wages are really nice, rent is nice, and my girlfriend has concerns that's kind of really far away from the Europe, from the main culture to her, because we grew up in Europe mainly, like in European countries, and for us to go in a different country where we don't know what to expect, for her it's like, oh, but we're not going to be able to see Spain, we're not going to be able to see this, that. To me, I'm not really, I don't care, because I grew up by myself since 16, and to me it's not a major, but for her, because she's mommy's little girl, it's too complicated, it's too hard. But yeah, also we would consider America. I mean, like most of Eastern European country, we grew up watching American movies, and each and one of us have always dreamed of seeing America, seeing New York, those great tall buildings, or seeing that San Francisco bridge, what is Golden Bridge, then seeing the canyon, the Great Canyon. That's one of my personal dreams. So since I'm employed by an American company, I could request a transfer, and the state that we are planning to be going is Texas. I think it's one of the few normal states, as far as I understood from the research again. And then the last, not the least, is Canada. Canada, my girlfriend, as part of her college degree, she was abroad, and she had to work 6 months. It's like student exchange type of stuff. So she worked in Canada. She did enjoy, but she couldn't really answer to me the money difference between our country, Ireland, and that country. Because if she was student exchange, she obviously wasn't paid full time. She would pay like a part of the wages, and so she couldn't answer how much is the rent, how much is, well, the rent we could find online, but she couldn't tell me exactly how much is her wages meant to be. But from the research I've done on Google, it doesn't make any big difference between Ireland and Canada. The rent is expensive. The wage is kind of similar, and personally to me, if we are about to change our life and move on and start something new, might as well be for something better. And again, I'm not saying that Canada is bad. I mean, is the money-wise, the career options, it's kind of similar. Though I have to mention that Canada is a really pretty country, lots of nice places to see, and I would consider Canada as well. But again, I see the problem is I'm living here now almost 12 years in Ireland, and honestly, I didn't get anywhere with my career path. I didn't get anywhere. How I got $12 or euro an hour, that's exactly what I remain, even though it passed how many years. And some people might say, oh, he's fucking lazy, he's not working hard, or this kind of stuff. I can assure you it's not true. It's I've always gave myself 100%, especially at the start of the work. When I start working for someone, I gave always 100%, but when with time, as time passes by, you realize that they actually don't give a fuck, or they have their like office politics, and then as time goes by, you realize more and more, and then you understand that, why would I stress myself out for fucking people that don't care about me, you know? So I don't know where I was going with this. I actually lost my train of thought. Sorry. Oh yeah, I remember now what we're talking about the lazy people. Yeah, it's not that I was lazy, and I'm pretty sure if you would have asked like my ex-employers, look at this motherfucker, so fast. Now I'm pretty sure if you would have asked any of my ex-employers of how I work and stuff like this, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna say anything bad about it, about me. They're not gonna say, oh, he was lazy, sitting on the phone all the time and talking and doing anything. I've always gave myself like 100%, and for some reason I never seemed to achieve or get whatever I was going for, and I'm pretty sure it's nothing to do with being lazy. I'm actually doing at the moment. I have my full-time job. I have Twitch that I'm doing as a hobby, but see, it still requires a good 2 hours in order to do this. And then I have my side thing that I'm doing, and probably in the near future I'll be able to quit my job and make this into a full-time. So basically I'm trying to prove to you guys I'm not lazy as you would have think. I am doing lots of things at the same time, and the laziness is not the problem. It's not the problem 100%. It's just the way things work. Anyway, let's focus. I actually was feeling really bad this past couple of days because this same issue, same topic. And it seems like playing games is the only thing that actually helped me get through things. And that's why I'm trying to do this Twitch as much as possible. Regarding the schedule, oh, little bugs. See, this guy they do cause lots of damage, as you can see. So imagine playing on a harder mode. On a harder mode, you'll get massacred. So little spider, that's the little spider. And as you can see, it has this petrol canister as well, which is the weak point too. They're not really complicated fighting against. Sweet. Nice. Some health. Yeah, basically I was going with all of this bullshit into like the schedule. I was trying to make a point, but then I got interrupted. So basically what I'm trying to say is the schedule. I have a certain schedule that it's sticked on my Twitch main page, and it says that I am doing Monday. I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I'm well aware that sometimes I'm not following my own schedule. But the schedule is something that I am looking at, and when I'm trying to stick to it as much as I can. But again, when I have lots of things to do, it's kind of getting it is getting harder to follow it. I am trying my best, but but for you to have a better understanding, is basically I'm working a night shift. So my work starts at 3 o'clock and finishes at 12:30 midnight. So if I finish at 12:30, you will need another half an hour to, I don't know, to take a shower, brush your teeth, you know, blah blah blah. And then I'll say you need another half an hour or 1 hour until you actually fall asleep. So basically I probably most of the time I'm going to bed at around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. And if I want to plan and stream the next day before work, then I'm going to bed at 1 or 2. Then I need to wake up at 11. I need to wake up at 11 a.m. as latest as possible. Otherwise, I will lose the chance to stream. So so basically today, first thing I've done is I woke up, I had a coffee. Well, I made a tea that I drank earlier, then I have a coffee now. That's the first thing I've done. I brushed my teeth, obviously. Washed my face. I done some stretching. Well, not stretching, just like you know. Just walked around the house just a couple of times to see what's. I need to do the laundry. I checked how much. Because there's someone else's laundry in the washing machine. So yeah, you get a point. Basically, if I wake up at 11, I need to start streaming straight away for me to have a long stream. Otherwise, the stream is going to be 1 hour, and I don't want to have less than an hour. It doesn't really nice. And yeah, that's my schedule basically. I'm going late to bed, and then I have to wake up really early in the morning to stream for something that I'm meant to do as a hobby. And again, I'm not saying anything that I have against it. It's just I am trying my best. It's just I have already things that I need to do, and this comes as a hobby, because this is actually what it is, just a hobby. And so most of the time I'm not following I'm not following really the schedule, and obviously I do have good reason. For instance, last week I've missed two of the streams, and it's because I've went to my doctor. I have certain health issues, and I had to go check myself out, and then I was not able to stream. But what I've done is I've done a weekend stream instead, which usually I'm not meant to do. On the weekend I don't stream at all. So this is kind of what I'm doing. If I don't stream on the scheduled dates, I usually tend to stream whenever I have the occasion, just to make it up. So that's how it works. It's hard sometimes. Now, I'm not saying it's hard to play games. I'm saying it's hard to stick into the time schedule. Because before lockdown, my office is really located far away, and the reason I went for the night shift is because of the traffic. So you have oh, he was alive. Jesus. So basically, traffic jam, or how you call it, traffic jam, or traffic jam, yeah, traffic jam, or traffic's here. So basically, if I'll get caught, if I'm working a morning shift and then I get caught in traffic, it will require me at least 1 or 2 hours to get to the office. So I've decided to change to the night shift instead. But then when we start working from home, the stream is glitching. Just gonna give it a second. Wow. Could be the internet. This is a problem. It's too early, and most of the guys that are in the house, they're not using the internet. So I don't know what could it be the problem right now. Still struggling. Yeah, probably I'll continue talking, and hopefully the internet's gonna fix itself. I'm getting lots of frame drops at the moment. Can't even remember what we were talking about. Oh yeah, basically I was working early in the morning, and then I was wasting 2 hours one way for the traffic, and then 2 hours on the way back. So I've decided to change and go for the night shift. But then when we got moved to working from home thing, Um, I I think it would have been better if I choose the morning shift if I work from home. That way, if I finish at 5 o'clock my morning shift, I'll be able to stream at night until, I don't know, until late. I would have been streaming till late. So I don't know, it goes two ways. It's not that easy to just change when you want the morning shift and then come back whenever you want. It's not that simple as we would hope. But anyway, so I'm working till late and I'm waking up as early as possible just to stream. So if I miss a day or two, I hope you guys can forgive me. There is nothing really I can do. I do fucking feel really tired, and to be honest, I really didn't want to stream today. I was really sleepy and tired because we finished yesterday a little bit later than usual, and I was thinking like, oh, should I stream it? Because if I'm scheduled to stream tomorrow anyway, I could have just skipped these 2 days and probably make it up over the weekend, or make it up over the upcoming days. But anyway, we have 1 hour and 20 minutes within the stream, and we're getting closer to me wrapping up this stream, because as I mentioned earlier, I do have to get ready for work soon. I still haven't had any food. I will need to cook something before work. So let's say I will have another 10-20 minutes, and that way, and after that I'll have to wrap it up. I need to. It's not much of a difficult job, but the problem is that this job and what I'm doing right now, everything is evolving around sitting in front of a screen. And if I do work in front of screen, then I go to bed and watch a movie, it's in front of screen, and when I play, it's in front of screen. It has a certain effect to you. You do get more tired. I can see the internet is really struggling. I hope you guys can hear me well, and see, the issue is that my laptop, that I'm checking the stream and the game, they're all connected to the same internet. Then there is another guy that's working from home, but there's the third guy. So the third guy is not working now, so it should be fine. I don't know. That's the problem. It could be the internet supplier who we have contract with. Maybe they have some sort of issues. But man, it's stream is struggling very bad. I will take actually a short break and see what's up with the internet. If you guys can bear with me 2 seconds, please. I'll be right back, okay? Thank you. Seems like better now, no? I've tried to close down some apps in the background that takes extra like internet speed. I've closed off everything, and the laptop that I'm using at the moment that is connected to the stream just for me to read the chat. The chat is I've connected to the other to the neighbors Wi-Fi, and that way there shouldn't be any delays on our stream. Just one moment, guys, please. I'm just trying to adjust everything. It's not letting me connect to the neighbors internet. So basically the way it works is the landlord that so basically in England or Ireland it's really popular to sell for the house to be built like semi-detached. So you see a big building attached to the second building, which creates like a huge house itself, and it has two different entrances, like that's how you call it, two semi-detached. So basically the landlord bought the entire thing together, so the second half is for him and his wife, or the second one is for the people renting the house. So when I moved to the new place, the guy that was living in my room, they had some sort of issues, and when he left on bad terms, but he didn't really cancel or terminate his internet bill at all. So basically the internet bill was still running, but we were not using because it was his. So once he moved out, we've tried to cancel it. It basically is really complicated story, but basically what happened is, while we couldn't use his internet, we are using the landlord's internet. So now a couple of weeks passed, we got our own internet, but whenever I stream, I'm the laptop beside me that I'm trying to use for the stream chat, it's connected to the landlord's internet, and the one for stream is our new one. So basically, not to waste extra megabytes on the laptop from the stream, I use his internet, the landlord. So what I've done is I've connected to the landlord's internet, the laptop, the Twitch, the chat, and the stream is R1. So there shouldn't be any interference, basically, what I'm trying to say. And yeah, let's see how it goes. So far, seems okay. Okay, we need to check this place right here. So as I mentioned to you guys earlier, we've cleared this little region here. We've done a big circle around, we've cleared everything, we've went to this farm here. Now I'm gonna check here, and I'm gonna go on top of the hill as I mentioned to you earlier, basically. Anyway. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the content so far, or I don't know, enjoyed my story of my life, my sadness, or all my bullshit, if you like, please give me a follow. It will help me a lot. I also have a YouTube channel, and I upload similar content to this one, game related. I also have some game reviews that I do from time to time. Is again, I do game reviews in a spare time when I have free time, basically, to upload. I've done game reviews for 4 games so far, and my next one should be coming up in the near future as well. Probably, I promised myself to do last week, but yeah, I promised myself that I will do the game review last week, but I got carried away because, you know, the way we have Christmas presents, mommy, papa, you have to buy presents, all this kind of shit. I got carried away, and to be honest, I was tired too, and that's why I didn't do it. But I should be uploading my game review for Minecraft probably this week or next week. It's really hard doing so many things, you know. I've done game reviews so far for 4 games. What was it? Rage 2, Gears of War 5, Hellblades, you know, Sacrifice. I'm gonna do Minecraft, and probably in the near future Assassin Valhalla. The difference, you know, well, I was... fuck out of here. I don't know, the quality of this game, like, it's not really the best. It's really blurry, and I did try to play around yesterday with the settings and trying to clear everything off, but it didn't really do the job. As you can see, they all have a weak points. As long as you're trying to focus and shooting the canister, the barrel canister on top of it, I think it should be fine. There you go. Nice and easy. I can tell you what, it's kind of my fault because I got carried away talking shit. But if you go here in inventory and you know, equip this guy and then attachments, and if you go to a side, I have a scope. I should have a scope. So now look at this. Boom. There shouldn't be a problem. These guys shouldn't be a problem anymore. So yeah, basically, whenever, usually, again, I mentioned at the start of the stream, I tend to come from a background that have no knowledge of computer at all. So when I play games, to me, most important is whether the game is going to be engaging enough, and whether it's going to play on my computer. So from the videos on YouTube from these famous YouTubers like Angry Joe and all this kind of stuff, they don't really go, they do talk about specification, but the words that they use are not really familiar to me, and honestly, as I said to you, I have no understanding. So to me, again, it's important whether the game is nice and whether it's gonna play. The really basic concept. So whenever I decided doing my YouTube channel, I thought it would be nice if we're gonna have someone who's gonna cater his game reviews to idiots like me. To idiots like me who doesn't understand the anti-occlusion, anti-aliasing type of thing. Like, I don't know what are those. And to be honest, like, when I'm tired after work, I just wanna sit down and play some cool games. We don't have time to research all this shit. So yeah, basically that's what was my idea, or the thought behind it is I was dropping frames again. Let's check this. No, it seems like the same issue. I don't know really what can I do. Could be just the internet. It usually happens. We do have all bad days where the internet is not working. So I don't really see any point in streaming anymore if it's lagging like this. So probably I will clear this camp off and I'll finish. I'll wrap it up. yeah, I guess that's everything for today. Thank you very much, and I see you tomorrow, guys, right before Christmas. Thank